Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. Joining me is Beerud Sheth, founder and CEO of Gupshup, a bot and messaging platform that has scaled and remained profitable since inception. Prior to Gupshup, Beerud built Elance, now Upwork, which was a big part of powering the gig economy. Beerud, it's great to meet with you. Welcome to Trade Talks.
Thanks, Jill, for having me. Good to see you again.
Thank you so much. And provide the audience with some startup secrets that enabled you to raise millions in venture capital, as well as tips about key technologies that businesses will need to survive in a post-COVID world.
Well, I've had incredibly long journeys with my companies. Upwork took about 20 years from inception to IPO, and Gupshup is also about 15 years in. Right. So sometimes it just takes really long to build these good, sustainable businesses. And I think it really is, if you have huge ideas, you need to be a little ahead of your time, right? Technologies of the future. And then a lot of grit. You got to keep at it, survive and build up these businesses. But as you look at, both of these companies, right? So Upwork, we were preaching about remote work, that in a post-COVID world now is conventional wisdom. And even with Gupshup, right, we are talking about communications, which has become an important part as businesses start digitizing, moving from offline to online and so on. So I think generally the whole tech world, cloud-based businesses, digital businesses are benefiting as the world goes through this digital transformation.
And chatbots are on the rise, growing from 2.4 billion in 2019 to 9.4 billion by 2024. That's according to researchandmarkets.com. Which industry is the most exposed to that? And why do companies need to use AI to engage with their customers?
I think service-oriented industries are going to be really exposed to that. So that includes banking and financial services, certainly e-commerce, travel and hospitality, and many others. Basically, every business that has touch points with a large number of consumers will need to adopt these technologies because it helps them, really scale their interactions. This is how consumers are going to be interacting with them through chatbots and conversational experiences. And it becomes the new digital front door. This is how customers are walking in, trying to interact with them. Right. And when you build these experiences, you're interacting with millions of consumers who are sending in these messages. So, at lower scale, they can interact, they can have customer support, human agents on the back end responding to these queries. But over time, it will have to be automated. AI is a critical part of automating chat conversations. So I think, it's really going to be critical for businesses to do this to scale going forward.
And tell us where Gupshup fits into this ecosystem, and who are some of the companies that have partnered with your technology?
We are one of the leading platforms that provides a conversational messaging platform. What that means is we provide connectivity to about 30 plus messaging channels, including SMS, WhatsApp, Telegram, and many other messaging channels that consumers use. In addition to that, we provide a lot of tools to build these chatbots and conversational experiences. And these are a wide range of tools. It could be no code, which anyone could use, low code, where even a designer could use it, or sort of yo code, as they call it, which meant for developers and such, right? So there's numerous companies worldwide that use our platforms. Global banks and businesses out of Asia, India. So certainly we have, Citibank and even WhatsApp, Facebook, ICICI Bank, and many others, use our services worldwide.
And do you think natural language processing at scale is a must for any enterprise?
I think the answer is yes, but it's not as hard as it seems, because what's happening is the academic world is building these language models, AI models, which leverage, they're trained to understand natural language. And once they build those models, you could, most businesses can really take them off the shelf and just fine tune it for their context and for their purpose. And once you do that, it can lead to some really amazing results. So the technology is getting a lot better and a lot easier to adapt. And I think, yes, almost every enterprise is going to be using it. We are all going to be surrounded by these conversational like experiences. Think Alexa or Google Assistant for voice kind of interfaces, but also text-based chatbots will be very prevalent and very common. This is how we are going to interact with businesses all around us.
All right, Beerud, appreciate the insight as always. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks, and thanks for joining me. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.
Thanks for having me.